Alright, welcome to the enter and exit strategy. Now that you know the basics of trading, the trend, the channel, and the bounce levels, you know how to minimize your risk, and you know how to place a trade, the next item of training is your strategy in which you enter and exit. So we kind of went over the entrance strategy. That's basically waiting for the market to match your trend, your channel, and your bounce levels. Okay, you need to have an exit strategy. Okay, exit strategy, take profit. Okay, you need to have a goal. After how many pips are you going to take profit? 10 is always a good number to shoot for, but again, it's always also based off of what the market is doing. Is it approaching a bounce level? Is it approaching a channel and whatnot? Okay, stop loss. After how many pips are you going to get out of your trade? How much are you willing to lose? 25, 30 pips is typically a good stop loss. Okay, it's always better to get out of a trade losing $200 to $300 rather than staying in it hoping that the market turns around only to have lost all of your profit. Okay, there are different ways in which you can get out of a trade in MT4. I'll show you here. So here we are back in our Euro US dollar. Let's just go ahead and put in a trade. Let's see here. Let's put in a sell trade. Okay, we've got our trade in. Now, as I showed you previously in the other video, one way that you can get out of a trade is basically just clicking on the X here. Depending on your strategy, or excuse me, your exit strategy, if you're just waiting for the profit to hit a certain level, so you're just sitting here watching it, you can sit here and you've got the time to watch your profits go up, your profits go down, and you can just click on that X. That's fine. If you're like me and you don't want to just sit and watch, one thing that you can do is put on a stop loss and a take profit. Now, what I mean by that is there's a couple of different ways you can do it. You can simply drag this line. So here we've got our sell in. So if we were to drag it down, that is our take profit. Basically, I can walk away from my computer, and as soon as the market approaches my take profit line, then it will take me out of the trade. I can do the same thing for a stop loss. Drag here. Now, would I want to place it on the top or bottom of my bounce level? I want to place it on the top. Why? Because if the market is going to go up, then hopefully it does bounce on that level, come back down before I take my loss. So now that I have my take profit and my stop loss in, I can walk away from my computer, and as soon as the market approaches, as soon as the market hits my take profit, it'll take me out, or vice versa. If the market goes in the complete opposite direction for whatever reason, then I've got my stop loss in place to protect myself if that happens, and I can live to trade another day. Okay. The other way that you can put in your take profit and stop loss is you can right click on your trade and modify, and then right here you have the ability to put in a specific number. So for example, if I wanted 10 pips, I wanted it to make $100, well then I would put my take profit at 10 pips less than what I got in the trade for. So I got in it at 37.06. So right here I'd put my take profit at 36.98. Oops, wrong direction. Okay, 36.98. Modify. Okay, my take profit is now exactly at 10 pips. So as soon as the market goes 10 pips below my trade, then I will have my $100. Okay, same thing on the stop loss. If you want a specific number on your stop loss, you can right click, modify or delete order. Your stop loss, let's say if you only wanted to take a stop loss of $200, meaning you can only afford $200 to lose, well then you would want to put your stop loss at 20 pips higher than your sell. So 37.06, so we'd put this in at 37.26. Modify the order. Okay. There it is. I would not recommend that. Why? Well, because the market's going, if it does go the opposite direction, it's going to go to our bounce level. Hopefully we'll bounce back and go back down. So it would make more sense to put our bounce level on the other, or excuse me, put our stop loss on the other side of the bounce level. Okay. Same thing here. We would never want to put our take profit on this side of our bounce level. Why? Because what if the market goes down as we want it to, but the bounces right here and goes right back up and goes in the opposite direction? We never fulfill our trade because we had it on the wrong side of the bounce level. So always want to make sure that our strategy is within what the market is giving us. So make sure and put your take profit and your stop loss levels on the right side of those bounce levels. All right, another strategy in your stop loss or take profit or your exit strategy can also be utilizing other currencies. Okay, there are some markets, for example, the Euro US dollar and the Great Britain pound US dollar. Those two pairs are very identical. So if we got in a trade and it went completely in the wrong direction, what we could do to minimize our loss would be to very quickly hop onto the Great Britain pound US dollar and put in a trade going the opposite direction. That would help minimize our loss. Okay, so for example, if we're here, we're in our sell trade and it for whatever reason is going up, 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 we are quickly losing profit. Well, then we'd want to have our Great Britain pound US dollar open and we'd quickly put in a new order and buy. Okay, so now you can see that would help minimize our loss, because as this market goes, as the market goes up and we are losing profit on one trade, we will be gaining profit on the other. Those two will equal out. Okay, so I fast forwarded. You'll see here the two trades. So the Euro US dollar, it did in fact go the opposite direction on me. You'll see here I came out of my stop loss that I had, which was, if you remember, it was a 20 pip loss, so that was a $200 loss. But my exit strategy was that if it did go the opposite direction, I got on to the Great Britain pound and put in an order going the opposite direction. Here's the Great Britain pound going the opposite direction. I got out at 500. You can see that exit strategy worked for me in that particular trade. So there are some markets, the Euro US dollar, the Great Britain pound US dollar, happen to be very similar. So if you do happen to run into a trade that goes the wrong direction on you, you can hop on to the other, make a trade go in the opposite direction. You can see how it worked out for me here. I ended up getting out of my stop loss at 200. Yes, I lost 200, but I profited 500, so basically a $300 profitable trade.